It is like no other athletic event on the planet. A 1.9-kilometer swim, a 90-kilometer bike, and a 21.1-kilometer run. The distance is long enough to employ the approach of an endurance run, but short enough to push the pace to the absolute limit. This distance is where the axis of strength and speed collide, all out the entire time. This is the 2016 Xiamen Bank Ironman 70.3 Xiamen, where the best athletes gather from around the globe to compete. One race, one champion. Xiamen is a port city on China's southeast coast, beside the Strait of Taiwan. It encompasses 2 main islands and a large region on the mainland of China. A tourist city of the Fujian Province, this ancient seaport was given the appropriate name of Xiamen, which means a gate of China. Now, the city hosts its first Ironman 70.3 event. All of the Ironman preparations have been made, and spectators have gathered on the beach to witness an historical moment. A collection of dignitaries and race officials collectively have the honor of starting the first Ironman competition here in Xiamen. The start guns crack through the morning air, and 15 professional men thrash into the Strait of Taiwan and fight for position. Australian Josh Amberger takes the lead. Josh has been swimming competitively since he was 7 years old, and it shows.
I'm hoping for a strong swim, probably to lead out with a solo gap. I'll then use this advantage to build up a solid lead on the bike.
As Josh continues to pull away from the field, a chase pack forms up behind him. The pace Josh is setting is blistering. His biggest challenge now is keeping this tempo up for the rest of the race. Back on the beach, the professional women ready themselves. When the start guns fire, 9 women advance into the water and begin their day.
The Xiamen Bank Ironman 70.3 Xiamen is the go the pro ladies.
Immediately, South African Jeannie Seymour takes the lead.
It's an ocean swim, so I know that it may be a little bit choppy. A wetsuit race is kind of cool, I like that. And I'm just looking forward to getting the most out of myself and racing hard and enjoying the event.
The 1.9-kilometer swim course is a single-lap open ocean swim. Athletes move in a triangular configuration that finishes just adjacent to the start. Josh Amberger continues to lead the men's field, with a chase pack of 4 pursuing behind him. They include Americans Justin Metzler and Matt Lieto, and Great Britain's Stuart Hayes and Tim Don in second.
There's some people with some amazing strengths. You've got Josh Amberger, who's an amazing swim biker. There's quite a few Europeans that are coming over. So for me, I want to come out the swim relatively close to the front in the top 5.
The women's field continues to be led by Jeannie Seymour, but now Great Britain's Emma Pallant has moved up behind her in second. Further up, the men are approaching the swim exit, and Josh Amberger continues to dominate this leg of the race. Josh finishes the swim in a time of 26:09 and begins the lengthy trek to the bike racks in transition 1. Behind Josh, the men's chase pack closes in on the shore. They are Tim Don, Stuart Hayes, Justin Metzler, Matt Lieto, and Peter Hemmerich. Meanwhile, Josh gets to his bike and makes his way to the mount line. The men's chase pack is out of the water and making their way to transition 1. Josh is extending his lead out on the closed bike course and is building on a 2.5-minute advantage. If Josh can keep this pace, a victory looks favorable, but he may be overextending and a physical breakdown could be sneaking up on him. There are plenty of athletes that will take advantage if that breakdown happens, including Tim Don, who is just now getting to his bike. Just behind Tim is the rest of the chase pack. Tim has more experience than the race leader and can use his cycling to close the gap and overtake the lead. Further ahead, race leader Josh Amberger is cycling all alone.
I'm really excited to race on nice pavement on the road. All the roads look fantastic. They always are. Every time we race in China, it's literally, I think, the best roads you could ever ride on.
The women's race has Jeannie Seymour in first, with Emma Pallant close behind. They have created a significant lead over the rest of the women's field and close in on the shore all alone. Jeannie is out of the water in a time of 32:33, with Emma right on her tail. As they make their way from the shore to transition 1, Emma has taken the lead with Jeannie just behind. At the bike mount line, they are shoulder to shoulder. This is where cycling skills will pay off. Almost 2.5 minutes behind Jeannie and Emma, Great Britain's Caroline Livesey gets to her bike and gives chase. Caroline is a former Royal Engineer officer in the British Army and has the fitness and endurance to overtake the top spot. Jeannie and Emma have established a significant lead on the field. But there is still plenty of racing left here at the 2016 Xiamen Bank Ironman 70.3 Xiamen. Welcome back to the 2016 Xiamen Bank Ironman 70.3 Xiamen, China. Australian Josh Amberger continues to lead the men's field. He's hammering on the first lap of 2 on the bike course. And so far, the day is going his way. Behind Josh is American Justin Metzler. Justin is only 23 years old, but he's not lacking in experience.
I've been doing triathlon for 10 years, if you can believe it, and I've actually been doing 70.3 for almost the majority of that span. It's essentially been my life since I was a kid.
In third is Belgian Peter Hemmerich. The 90-kilometer bike course is a 2-lap configuration that runs along the Strait of Taiwan. It's closed to traffic and includes minimal elevation, making this course lightning fast. In the lead for the women is South African Jeannie Seymour. Jeannie went to the front early on in the swim and has defended her position all day. Just behind her is Great Britain's Emma Pallant. Emma was on the heels of the leader out of the swim and continues to stay in range of the top spot. American Sarah Piampiano was 5th out of the water today, but has moved up to 3rd. Sarah is coming off the biggest race of her career.
I just raced the Ironman World Championships in October, so this is my first race since that race. And I'm excited. I think that hopefully I'm going to start incorporating more Chinese races into my schedule.
This race is not just about the professional athletes. They drive inspiration and push the boundaries of what can be accomplished in Ironman. They are the heart of this event. But the age group athletes are its soul. Everyone on this course acknowledges that, and in some cases, draws motivation from it.
That's what's unique about triathlon in general is, you look at a sport like football or basketball, you watch the pros on TV and you don't really get that interaction with them. And as pros, a lot of people think that we're just, running through the age groupers and we don't pay attention, but we do draw off their inspiration and the fact that they're out there completing the exact same 70.3 distance as us, accomplishing the same feat. And at the end of the day, we all can have that feeling of accomplishment of, look, we did this and we did it together. So being out there on a multi-loop course with the age groupers is inspiring because you get to see all different walks of life from all different ends of the earth, especially in a place like Xiamen here.
The age group athletes don't necessarily carry the same speed as the pros, but they are in no way lacking in passion.
Ironman, it's a thing that I've always wanted to do since I found out about it. And just seeing all of the passion from all of the people, what a community is, it's more like a family.
I think it's really interesting to kind of find out, like, wow, you can do that, like you didn't stop, and you can push yourself a little further. Like, that's actually quite fun for me.
Triathlons is my passion. As you could ask my partner, that's all I live and breathe and talk.
I'm not the fastest guy out there, I'm not the tallest guy out there, but yet, you got to be the person with the most heart.
Anything is possible. If you put your mind to it, you can definitely do it. I think Ironman has got a fantastic idea of coming back into China and having a look. They've got 2 races now, both fully sold out, and now they've got another 3 races coming up. And I think it's great. I mean, the culture here, the people, I think really embracing a triathlon now.
People are going to be racing a lot more. People know what a triathlon is and how to prepare for it and how to be good at it. And I must say that, the days of, China dono sports, it's over. This is the ultimate sporting event. And there are like thousands of people here today and there's going to be like thousands more coming into these sports. Yeah, get ready for China, world.
As the age group athletes contend with the course, the professional athletes are contending for the win. Josh Amberger is on the second lap of the bike course, and he continues to dominate this event. He's pushing the pace, as he's just over 4 minutes ahead of the rest of the field. The course is definitely playing to Josh's advantage.
What I really like about a course like this is it really feels like a race because it's a multiple lap course. You're eyeballing your competition every time you U-turn. And for me, being a front runner, that's pretty exciting to always see where your competition is.
Holding in second is Justin Metzler, but he's about to get company. Great Britain's Tim Don and Belgian Peter Hemmerich rocket past Metzler. Tim Don has a wealth of experience to draw from, as well as the talent to make him a threat. Tim was on the 2000 Olympic triathlon team and has been going strong since then. Everyone in the field is well aware of what Tim can do.
When I'm racing athletes like Tim Don, he's well accomplished in the sport across multiple distances. So he's someone you can never underestimate on the start line, no matter what time of year it is.
Tim is currently in third, but things change quickly in an Ironman 70.3. And Justin Metzler takes back the third place spot from Tim. Further back on the course, the women's leader continues to be Jeannie Seymour. This course is definitely helping with her lead.
The bike course, it's nice and flat and it's 2 loops, and I think it's going to be a great super fast course.
Still right with her is Emma Pallant. The two have cultivated a lead of 3.5 minutes over the rest of the field. In third is Sarah Nearing the end of the bike course, men's leader Josh Amberger is showing some signs of fatigue, and there's still plenty of racing to go. Behind him, Tim Don moves past Justin Metzler to take second. Tim knows it always comes down to the run.
I try and hold my pace on the bike. On these roads, I think it'll be very easy and simple racing, which will be great. And build into the run, so hopefully I can, have a fast run, and hopefully my performance is good enough for a good result.
In fourth is Belgian Peter Hemmerich. They are all closing in on the conclusion of the bike course, with a 21.1 kilometer run still to go here at the 2016 Xiamen Bank Ironman 70.3 Xiamen. Welcome back to the 2016 Xiamen Bank Ironman 70.3 Xiamen, China. Australian Josh Amberger is in command of this race with a lead of just under 5 minutes. As he closes in on transition, he mentally prepares for the final leg of this event.
Anything can happen in the race. For me, being a stronger swimmer, a biker, weaker runner, it's always about mentally trying to keep myself in the game, trying to be positive, even if the race isn't going my way.
Fortunately for Josh, this race is going his way. He enters transition 2 all alone in a time of 2:33.14. Josh makes the most of his lead and gets to work, as he knows talented athletes will now be closing in on him, like Great Britain's Tim Don. Even though Tim is almost 5 minutes behind Josh, Tim's running ability exceeds Josh's. Once Tim joins Josh on the run course, that gap will shrink and possibly disappear. Tim has the experience to take the victory.
Been to the Olympic Games 3 times. As I say, I just really like seeing what I can get out of myself, and the challenges that 70.3 and Ironman races presents itself is a great way, for me to keep on pushing myself, as I get older and stronger and more endurance, as opposed to that natural speed which I had when I was younger.
Seconds behind Tim, the chase pack works through transition, with American Justin Metzler in third. Tim heads out on the run course to catch the lead. And just behind him is Justin, looking to do the same. Up ahead, men's leader Josh Amberger is still in command of this race. Everything is going to plan.
If it's coming down to a run, I'll need 2 to 3 minutes on athletes like Tim Don if I want to break the tape ahead of him. So that'll be my plan, to take it out from the swim, build a lead on the bike, and just hold on the run.
If Josh can hold on for the run, a victory looks favorable, but his pace looks closer to a physical breakdown than a win. Tim Don slowly closes the gap on Josh, making sure his pace can achieve the lead. Josh takes in fluids and does his best to preserve his position. The 21.1 kilometer run course is a 3-lap out and back loop that runs along the pristine beaches of the Strait of Taiwan. Women's leader Jeannie Seymour is out of transition 2 and onto the run course. Almost 2 minutes behind is Great Britain's Emma Pallant. And in third is American Sarah Piampiano. The professional athletes have completed 2 of the 3 legs here in Xiamen. But as in any triathlon, it always comes down to the run. Like the men's leader, South Africa's Jeannie Seymour has been at the front of this race since the swim, and Jeannie is showing no signs of slowing. For second place Emma Pallant, this all looks very familiar. 1 month ago, Emma competed at the Ironman 70.3 Hefei, just 900 kilometers north of Xiamen. She raced well all day, coming out of the water in third. Had the second fastest bike split of the day and the third fastest run split of the day. She finished in second place, adding a fourth Ironman 70.3 podium to her resume. If all goes well here in Xiamen, this could be her fifth. The one person standing in the way of the top podium spot is Jeannie Seymour. But that plan could be falling apart. Emma is in trouble. She could have dropped nutrition or wasn't hydrating enough. What is clear is that Emma is hurting. She tries to gather herself and eventually gets back to running. But this is not good for Emma. Not far behind is Sara Piempiano, closing in on Emma's second place position. The inevitable end happens for Emma. There will be no fifth podium spot for her today. Jeannie Seymour continues to push the lead, oblivious to what has taken place behind her, as Emma is crushed, not being able to continue. Breakdowns can happen that fast and that unexpectedly. And that's exactly what men's leader Josh Amberger needs to avoid if he is going to win this race. Closing in behind Josh in second place is Tim Don. And in third is Justin Metzler. All of them charging to the finish of the 2016 Xiamen Bank Ironman 70.3 Xiamen. Welcome back to the 2016 Xiamen Bank Ironman 70.3 Xiamen on the southern coast of China. The professional athletes are contending with the run course and closing in on the finish line. Australian Josh Amberger is having a brilliant day. He took the lead of this race on the first strokes of the swim and has stayed there uncontested. In second is Great Britain's Tim Don. Tim left transition 2 with a 5-minute deficit on the leader. He shaved 3.5 minutes off that deficit and is now only 1 minute 30 seconds behind Josh and still closing. The women's race is running on a similar theme. South African Jeannie Seymour swam to the front of the pack and has stayed there for the entire race. Running in second is American Sara Piempiano. Sara had the second fastest bike split of the day, which has helped her climb up 4 spots since leaving the water. Another unfortunate circumstance that helped Sara is Emma Pallant's breakdown. She stayed in second for the entire day until she collapsed on the run. Xiamen is now preparing to crown its first Ironman victor. Australian Josh Amberger has had a near-perfect day.
3 second places and
He crosses the finish line in a time of 3:56.51. This is Josh's 6th Ironman 70.3 win.
To win a race is always special. To win an inaugural race is something that's even more special, particularly with the expansion of Ironman in China. That was something I was very focused on to come here to stamp my name on the race and look forward to more events in China in the future.
Coming through the finish chute in second is Tim Don. Tim stayed with the chase pack all day, but wasn't able to overtake Josh on the run.
There is something special about crossing the line. The last couple of 100 meters, you think of your family, the emotions, the training.
In third is American Justin Metzler. This is Justin's third Ironman 70.3 podium. The 2016 Xiamen Bank Ironman 70.3 Xiamen has its professional men's finishers. Running her way through the finish chute is Jeannie Seymour. This is Jeannie's third Ironman 70.3 win. She finishes in a time of 4:24:03 and celebrates with her boyfriend, Justin Metzler.
To win a race is one of the most incredible feelings. It's just, there's so much that goes behind training and preparing, and to be able to win is just one of the best feelings.
Closing in on the finish chute in second is Sarah Piampiano. Sarah fought her way up through the field from fifth and earns her first Ironman podium here in China. Through the finish chute in third is American Lisa Roberts. This is Lisa's third Ironman 70.3 podium. The women's professional field is in the history books, as is the first Ironman event here in Xiamen, China.